Welcome to Kayfabe Wrestling Talk. Handsome Nick Hanlon here, sitting here with my co-host Matthew Barnaby. How's it going, Barnaby?
Going very well, handsome Nick. Very well indeed.
So, we're talking about January 10th SmackDown. If you have not watched January 10th SmackDown on Netflix, maybe go watch it before you watch this. This is all spoilers. We're not detailing every second of every match. We're just going to kind of discuss a couple things and give our opinion. Mine's the right opinion, just to FYI. Matt, anything to add?
I mean, I roll my eyes enough at you already. No, nothing
Your
much to
eyeballs are
add.
getting
I'm
dizzy.
here to I'm here to add some clarity to your insanity. I think is the way it goes. So
Interesting. Like and subscribe. Also, go to my stupid twin brother, Nick Hanlon's podcast, the Dirty Glass podcast. Like and subscribe there as well. As you can see, I'm stealing his studio. Handsome Nick Hanlon here. Let's get into it. So look at the announce table. I thought Mr. Joe Tatarelli was gone.
no. Joe and Wade, man, I miss Corey Graves. I like him.
Where is
I
he?
like his commentary. He's gone to NXT
Hmm.
and some
What
of the
did
post shows that they do.
what the heck did he do wrong?
I know, right?
Seems like
I don't get it. Corey Graves is a fantastic commentator and should be on at least Raw or SmackDown. So I don't know what they're thinking. I
it's a bit
know
of a
Joe is
downgrade.
new. I think so. Joe's new and he's finding his footing, but when you have someone like Corey Graves ready to go, I don't get it. I love that guy. I love his commentary, and I noticed how much I missed him while watching SmackDown.
Joe's got to work on his energy.
Yeah, for
When
sure.
something happens, he needs to pretend like he's excited. He never seems excited ever. He's all right, but
So one thing I
I
got to
love
give.
Barrett.
So one thing. Oh wait, Barrett's the bomb. So one thing I got to give Michael Cole is lately, like he is really into those matches. Like you see him when the camera's panning around. He's calling a match. He's standing. He's jumping. He's pointing at the ring,
He's
and
half drunk.
like he's half excited and 100% ecstatic.
He's excited to have
I
his
love
buddy
it.
Pat back, I think.
I know. Yeah. He I used to kind of slag on Michael Cole for the longest time, but the last couple of years, I think he's been very, very good, and it's noticeable when you have somebody as low energy as Joe. Again, he's trying. He got got a little yelly a couple of times, but he's definitely a work in progress, and definitely the lack of Corey Graves was noticed.
Crazy when you're watching a 1994 Raw on Netflix, which has been happening lately around this household. There's Michael Cole.
Yeah, yeah.
The guy's been around forever.
He has. He really
Like
has.
he's in the 30s now, 30 years.
Yeah, he was doing
Not full
backstage
time
segments.
announcing, but I mean, even on some of those Raws, he's like the announcer. I don't know if King was out or I don't know, but some of them he's like announcing. He's like freaking 100 pounds. He looks like he's
Yeah, yeah.
12. Like that's Cole. His head's gotten so big,
He
like
was
literally.
tiny. Yeah, I saw. I did the same thing. I went back and watched a couple of Raws and a Royal Rumble from many moons ago. And yeah, Michael Cole's like 100 pounds soaking wet with rocks in his shoes. Like he's tiny.
So we start out with Heyman in the ring.
Paul Heyman coming down to the ring. Yes, that was exciting.
Lady,
I
what does he
love
say?
these.
Ladies and
Ladies
gentlemen,
and gentlemen, my name is Paul
Paul
Heyman.
Heyman. It's like the biggest pop for a promo anybody gets. Everybody, Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
You notice anything similar to anything? Any takes on the Paul Heyman being in there?
No, where are you going with this?
Well, when doesn't it seem like Mr. Reigns is looking to take over the world again? I'm assuming.
Well, yeah. Although he was more upfront with it this time, right? He comes out and
Was he?
praises.
He wasn't
I think
there.
so. Well,
Roman
no,
wasn't
but
there. He sent his
Roman was not
spokesman
there.
again. Now he's getting back into the I'm too good to show up.
He's taken a rest from a very difficult Monday.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, but Heyman comes out, praises Cody, tells us Roman respects Cody. That doesn't happen often, right? So I liked what I heard from Heyman.
And as you allude, Cody Rhodes got called out by Heyman to let him know Roman wants his title back, his title, of course. Roman's going to win the Royal Rumble and get his title back. And Cody didn't really get much of a chance to answer because Kevin Owens came out spitting some truth. You're shaking The Rock's hand. You're shaking Paul Heyman's hand. What is going on? Kevin Owens is, well, he's right, as his shirt says.
So, we talked about it on Monday for the Raw, where it was a little odd that Rock and Cody were shaking hands after spilling some blood a couple of months ago. So Kevin is look, I'm not coming around to your entire way of thinking. Okay, settle down, calm down. But Kevin Owens was not wrong on that particular sentence. Okay,
Same.
but the way he's going about it is ridiculous. Interrupting every 5 seconds, right? I mean, you're calling out other people for being jerks and stuff, but you're being one just yourself.
How about the way Roman was trying to ruin everybody's careers for 2 years?
I mean, it's closer to 4 years, but
I'm happy to see Roman come back to the Stalin version of Roman, which seems to be happening. Because I guarantee he ain't going to be happy, nice guy. He's going to do what he can with who he has to get what he wants. He's not going to be, good.
Possible. Again, I think Heyman coming out and with some of the stuff he said about Cody and some of the stuff he said, with Roman respecting him, I think we'll see a more respectful version of Roman Reigns.
Come on.
Respectful?
Of who? Himself?
So far, that's what's been proven so far. He's been a little bit more respectful with the people around him. I mean, when you got someone like Paul Heyman to talk for you, you don't really need to say much.
Yeah, true. He probably pays him a lot.
I'm going to talk disrespect. Kevin Owens, that is a walking disrespectful person right there.
What? He spits truth. He's like the truth man. He's like the guy that walks around and just always tells the truth about everything.
The time and place there, handsome Nick, and this is
totally black and white about everything. And he's like almost, I would call him the Saint of Raw.
I don't think I like that at all.
He's not. That's also a very Montreal thing. They got a lot of churches. Saint Kevin Owens spitting truth every day.
Saints turn the other cheek. All right, KO is not turning nothing. He's interrupting. He's causing fights wherever he can.
Not the Saints in Dogma.
Difficult to judge.
I guess they were desainted by the end. I guess, or maybe at the beginning when they lost their wings. That's right. But they got resainted when they got their wings and picked everybody up and dropped them on the ground. That's a different podcast. So a big fight, Kevin Owens, Cody, fighting it out. And who shows up with the wise man in the ring by himself? Tonga and Fatu. Wise man looking scare. I bet you he was wishing Roman would show up.
Yeah.
And then
I thought he was done. I thought, oh, here comes another Heyman.
I thought it was going to be, we're not going to see Heyman for a while. Yeah. And then, Jimmy comes out and saves the day, which is weird. It's weird seeing Jimmy save the day. I don't know. He doesn't seem to save the day very often. It's usually Jay.
That's his wise man. Well, right? We're on SmackDown. We're on SmackDown. That's his wise man.
Now, I remember Fatu saying a long time ago when he first came in that he would acknowledge Reigns if he had the hula fala. Wonder if that's going to happen.
So did Solo, right? So that'll be interesting. They did preview Solo coming out for next week, so we'll see what he has to say. But they did say they would acknowledge him if he had the hula fala. So I don't know.
And they're trying to kick those two guys out, and who shows up? The dumbest man alive, L.A. Knight, pushes him out. I got title win. That blockhead, dumb man. He doesn't even have a GED, I bet.
You are insane.
He's the
LA
dumbest
Knight
man
is
alive.
LA Knight is outstanding. I
Have,
love that guy. Are you
did you
kidding
not see
me?
him when he was a guest referee? He didn't know what to do. He claimed himself the winner. He didn't understand. He was
LA Knight,
confused.
LA Knight
Like,
is
yeah, I'm the winner. Yeah. You're a referee, dude. Just saying. Picking fights where he doesn't need to pick fights as well.
he's trying to help out, right? He's
Kind
being
of foreshadowing for later.
true, but it was he's when people are outnumbered, okay, and there's an unjust beatdown going on, you want a hero to come help you out. That's where LA Knight comes in, buddy.
Hero?
That's where LA Knight.
Have you seen the shape of his head?
Did we not see the same show? He came out to help.
Help.
Yes, absolutely. Hero, right? Saw
He
some
came.
injustice going on, saw some injustice happening,
He saw a
came out to
T-shirt
even out the odds.
opportunity. I want to be on camera. I'm gonna push him out and do a little. Yeah, I got a title to win. You know,
I think
everything's
we're
about
watching
him.
different shows.
He ain't helping nobody. L.A. Knight. L.A. Dom. So
So
the
we got
first match, right? Michin versus
and
Chelsea Green, a Canadian U.S. champion. Gotta love it, right? How's
no,
Piper Niven looking
I
like
don't.
a sparkly Secret Service agent? Come on,
Right. She went
awesome.
shopping at like Hillary Clinton's big and tall pantsuit store,
It's
um,
amazing.
and then walked by like Seth Rollins' dressing room to get a bunch of sequins thrown at her, and comes out looking like a sharp boss lady.
Wade Barrett called her a modern day Marilyn Monroe. Hard agree, but more famous probably. I would say Chelsea Green's probably more liked.
Well, not by me. All right. Because she again is a big fat cheater. Okay. Because of course, Piper has to get involved. Of
You don't
course,
got to
of
get into
course.
body images, okay? She's not fat. She's a
I
very
did not.
attractive young
That
lady.
was not
Oh, that
a weight comment. Is the size of the cheater.
was that
Is
her?
is
What's the word? Her purgatory? What is it?
I have no idea what you're trying to say.
I think that's her purgatory. Um, cheater. When did she cheat in this match? Chelsea Green cleanly won. It was actually a good match.
Piper got
Michin,
involved. Piper
who?
got involved.
Come on, she didn't get. She was just there, and Michin kicked her in the face a few times. Michin got Piper involved.
No, we're watching a different show.
That was clearly what happened. Did you not see it? Michin kicking. Of course, Piper's going to be at the side of the ring. She's her Secret Service agent. Where else is she going to be? You can't be in the backstage, like in the dressing room. She's got her little thing.
So Piper also, as always, gets involved, causing some distractions where Mitchin had to defend herself. Okay.
She's only a distraction because Michin got distracted by her.
Oh, is that how that works?
It's up to Michin to not be distracted by her. She didn't do anything. Michin just kicked her right in the face. Poor old Piper. Probably threw a couple of sparklies off. That suit probably cost like $5,000-$6,000.
Very disappointing.
I thought you were going to say true.
No. Sometimes I feel like we're watching a different show. But you got to give it to Chelsea. I mean, she countered a crossbody and rolled up Minchin for the win. So she keeps her belt another week. I'd be interested to see if she can keep her belt without Piper around, but that's just me. And then Piper with the beatdown after. What's going on there? Right? Can't just win a match and be done with it. No, Piper, beats down and does a senton on Minchin at the end. It's it's nefarious.
Well, that was after the match, though.
Nefarious. It's still nefarious.
Yeah, but that's because she kicked her in the face. What did you want her to do? Just
the match was over. It was done.
Exactly.
It was over. They could have just walked out.
So there's no cheating.
Chelsea and Piper could have walked out. It just goes on top of the cheating, right? Piper and Chelsea could have just walked away, but now Piper has to, lay the boots and add insult to injury. It's nefarious, handsome Nick. It's nefarious.
Is this what Nick Aldis comes out? Does he come out at some point after this? I have a note saying Nick Aldis was acting like a tough guy. Oh, that's right, because all the tag teams were in the back arguing. Remember when he was like, "Don't ever interrupt me again" to Grayson Waller. Remember when they had all the tag teams
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah,
back,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they're all arguing, "I need a shot, I need a shot," and they were setting up title matches with Machine Gun Generic and Grayson Waller and
Oh,
AT.
we're gonna get into that in a minute. We'll get into that in a minute.
I guess that's a
You,
later
you,
on, but
you
don't
just
they
insulted me there,
don't
but
they look
that's okay.
like the beginning of a create a character in a video game, each of them? And
Chris
also
Sabin and
they're
Alex Shelley are fantastic.
and also like their tag team name is like it's random word generator. Like what's going on
Motor
with these
City Machine
guys?
Guns? That's not random. That's a great name.
Eggs, milk, egg plate. It's like that. Like randomize. Oh yeah, okay. So next match, tag team match. Let Garza.
Nope, nope.
Isn't it?
Nope. Then oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry.
After the
I scrolled
Chelsea's
down in my
match?
notes. Yeah.
La
Sorry.
Garza of Legado del Fantasma.
Nailed it. I was just gonna call him Lagaza, but
Right, and we got Angel and Berto versus a team that's got like so much charisma and a huge future ahead of them.
pretty
Elton,
deadly.
Kip and Elton, pretty deadly. Those brawlets were nice tonight. Did you see their male brawlets?
Those
I looked those
shirts
up on. I
are
looked those up.
awful.
They're bralettes, dude.
I'm gonna get you one for your birthday.
Yeah, I have 7 of them. I mean, it's high fashion.
I hate those shirts. They're not even shirts.
I know they're bralettes.
It is. I can't take
they're
them
male
seriously.
bralettes. They're not
cannot
shirts.
take them seriously. It's like go back to the store you went to and ask for the rest of your shirt back. Like no.
No, it's not a shirt though. It's a bralette.
It's terrible, and bralette shouldn't even be a thing. What is wrong with people?
The male bralette.
It's
high fashion. Do you not watch the Fashion Channel anymore?
Anymore? I don't think I ever did.
It's high fashion, dude. Those things are like $7,000 a piece.
Well, they're getting ripped off.
You've never shopped for a bralette.
It was no. I have not shopped for a bralette before.
Dude, man, what are you doing, man?
I don't have the abs for it.
Yeah, because I do.
Yeah, but for some reason, it's like when you're at the bar drinking a pink drink. You can get away with it. No one's going to say nothing to you.
Just sitting there mad with a pink drink and a bralette on. Man, Kip got his butt kicked for a while there, eh? The beginning, it was like the first half of the match was just Kip, which is the blonde guy for all you non-wrestling fan aficionados. Just getting his ass kicked for like the first half of the match.
I was fine with that. Though both teams, I'm not a big fan of either of those teams, and it's kind of the running theme of my gripes is the people getting involved when they shouldn't be getting involved, right? Which is kind of how this match ended. Not to jump to the end, but obviously, Las Garza takes it with Santos Escobar interfering, pushing people off the top rope. Like, as Wade Barrett said, the cheaters were out cheated.
Yeah. Well, lie, cheat, steal. These guys are all based around Eddie Guerrero. Does everything have to be race based with these? It's always like you get the Spanish guys, and you got to put all the Spanish guys in the same place. You get the black guys. Well, they're one big team. I feel like I'm watching Disney movies from the 80s.
Well, they had Bailey in with like the Japanese ladies.
Yeah, they got her out pretty quick, didn't they?
But they did kick her out. Yeah, that's fair.
Anywho, didn't they win? I don't even remember. The match was
Las Garza won. As I said, Santos Escobar knocked Kip off the top rope, which allowed Garza to pick up the win. Not my favorite match of the night. Although I did like it at one point with Kip on the in the middle rope, screaming for DIY to come down, trying to get help from DIY, thinking that they were buddies. So yeah,
they owe him one. I mean,
Apparently, they owe him
they met
one
him
for
in the
taking
back.
the
They
heat.
had this discussion.
Yeah,
Obviously, poor old Kip it out and lost because of the Al Garza. Al Garza, is it
yeah.
La
Loss.
Lost? See, we're French Canadian over here, Matt. Los Garza wins the match, and I mean, I don't know. I guess do they have a title? I don't even really understand why they were fighting. I guess just to see if they can maybe have a title match because Nick
Well,
Aldis
it's because
didn't really make that clear, right?
they
Well,
were
they all
trying to
said they deserve a title match.
Well, because they're all blaming each other for the beatdowns that went on a couple of weeks ago,
Sure,
right? So,
but Nick Aldis is like, go prove yourself and maybe you'll get a title. Like, come on,
yeah, I mean,
Nick.
there's a lot of tag teams going on right now in SmackDown, right? So it's getting pretty tricky to figure out who's number one contenders, who deserves a title shot, and all that good stuff.
It's fun.
So
It's actually fun. I do like all the tag teams.
probably why we got a couple of good tag team matches on SmackDown this week. So
If they keep SmackDown at 3 hours, they can keep the tag team stuff going.
oh, for sure. So we got LA Knight versus
all right.
Shinsuke Nakamura
Right.
for the belt. LA Knight trying to get his U.S. Championship back.
You telling me Shinsuke Nakamura doesn't look like an evil Marvel character right now?
He 100. I was gonna say the evil Shinsuke Nakamura. He looks like absolutely. A Marvel villain is a great way to put it. He absolutely looks that way.
You watch Shinsuke wrestle. There's no wasted movement. He's a very targeted wrestler. He's just there's everything he does hurts. And then there's LA Knight who knows how to hit things.
So for me, I've always said
I'm gonna hit that thing.
I've always been a fan of Shinsuke. I've always been a fan of Shinsuke.
His moves, even now, you watch. He did that. LA Knight was kind of hung up in the ropes, and he did the slide underneath into a kind of a suplex.
Yeah, the sliding German.
Man, he's got some. Still, I watch him, and I've watched him for years, and I'm like, man, he's still innovative.
Yeah. Oh, he's fantastic.
And LA Knight, he knows how to hit stuff.
My issue is that Shinsuke, has really leaned into the evil, and our hero, LA Knight, has to try and get his belt back. Hero to a lot of people. Do you not hear the people singing along and screaming along with him?
Shinsuke, don't you know whose game this Kevin is? Owens, you wait, Seth Rollins, CM Punk. Once all these guys lead into the evil like Shinsuke, we're going to see some good stuff. Lean into it. No friends. Zero. Money.
Well, I mean, trying to have friends and helping people out does lead to issues.
Yeah, no kidding.
Excuse me. It does lead to issues because, as we mentioned at the top of the show, right? LA Knight trying to come out and even some odds against the Bloodline. They repay the favor, right? They repay the favor. Tama Tonga and Fatu come out, cause a DQ, cause LA Knight to lose his match.
The dumbest man alive. Starting fights in a night he's got a title match. What are you doing, dude?
He's not thinking about that. He's thinking about even in odds. Justice, my friend. Justice.
Focus on yourself, dude. So guess what? Mr. Nakamura retains.
Yeah, LA had it won too.
That's BFT. Reverse Boston Crab thing he does is nuts.
Yeah,
I'll give LA Knight that. That's a cool. And then other than that, he hits things.
I like his BFT. I like that. I really like it.
This thing. So LA Knight screws himself.
So where do we go?
A Bret Hart situation, right? Bret Hart screwed Bret, right? LA Knight screwed LA Knight.
I can't believe you just linked those two together.
What?
That hurts my brain when you do it.
It's
not right.
Just the way it is. Right. LA Knight screwed LA Knight.
I don't like that at all. But it makes me wonder where we go from here. Who's next for the U.S.? Is that it for LA Knight? Is he at the back of the line? What's going on there? Who's next for what's next for Shinsuke?
I think LA Knight and Shinsuke will probably wrestle at maybe WrestleMania, or no, at Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble,
which is coming up in a couple of weeks. Maybe it'll be a 4-way match with Tonga and Fatu. And that will end up pitting Fatu and Tonga against each other eventually. I I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe Solo will get into that fight. He's got no. Does he have any singles title reigns?
It's a good question.
It
Not
sounds
that I
like
can
he's
think of.
Fatu and Tonga are still loyal to him, as
Yeah.
we can see them coming down and just crushing everybody. Um, is Solo going to get into that fight? I mean, he's got to get he's got to go for some sort of strap. What's he doing? He's got no Ulafala anymore. All he's got is a nice suit and
Well, they mentioned, right, like I said, Solo's coming out next week to talk, so we'll see what's on his mind. We'll
or
see
maybe
who's
he's gonna
aligned with whom.
maybe he's just gonna do one of these and be in the back again. It's tough when you got that power for that long.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
oh yeah. He's not going to want to go back.
and he's
He's
a
not
lot
going to want to go
smarter than
back.
a lot of people think. So he might. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, that's for next week, I guess. Where are
Up
we
next
now?
is my favorite match of the night.
What do we
Right,
got going?
the Motor City Machine Guns versus A Town Down Under.
So as you're saying, your favorite match, we got A Town, we got Motor City Machine Guns. So we got a team with like all this charisma, and then we also have Motor City Machine Guns fighting. You know,
Put some respect on their name, handsome Nick.
who
Motor
the
City
hell?
Machine Guns
What's the
have been
deal with these
doing this
guys?
for what, 25 years,
Yeah,
right?
but
They've been in every promotion, they've been
in the
wrestling
bingo
everywhere.
halls.
They're first of all, I love their intro. All right, I don't care what you say, I love their intro. Coming out to the ring, I just knew you were gonna dog on it as soon as I said it. Yeah,
They're little
love
guns.
it, love it.
They're little tiny
Okay,
man guns.
they're a great tag team. Their tag moves together are amazing. Like their
uh,
double team stuff, it's so good. High energy. That was a really good match. It was a competitive match, right? Seeing A Town Down Under, took it to him. It wasn't a
it was a
walk
good
for the.
match. It was a great match.
Yeah, it
Oh
was a
yeah,
really good match.
Motor City generics definitely do some stuff that a lot of people can't do. Tag team up wise or whatever you call it, double team wise. But they got the charisma in my butthole. Let's face it.
With all those team moves and uniqueness, I guess the word generic is out the window now.
Yeah, but
You can't.
when you look at them and when they talk and when they wrestle, other than those little team up moves, it's just like, what's the deal, dudes? Is this how you dress normally? Is that what your hair is supposed to look like? What's happening? Why do you look like an emancipated Daniel Bryan? What's going on with that one guy? What's happening? Is that Daniel Bryan's child? Is that his mini me? And Daniel Bryan's not big. So I don't know. I guess they're a big deal.
They are a big deal, and they're fantastic. And they took it to them, and they won. It was
They
a
should add
great
El
match.
Generico to their team, and then maybe they'd have some good moves.
We would, but he's down in Mexico building homes for the homeless.
Yeah, is he
Unfortunately,
was? I'm not even sure if he's. I think he's living on an island with Tupac.
you think? I
Tupac and
mean,
Elvis.
he was building homes for the longest time. Maybe he's done. So you're right.
So Machine Guns get the win. They're an impressive in-ring tag team, but they're kind
Yes,
of
they
like
are.
they're like DIY a year ago, generic, and nobody cared. Everybody's like, "What? That's it? We're supposed to like them?
Disagree. It's
It's Tiffy time." We're about to get into, as Tiffy would say, a Tiffy turn of events.
oh my lord.
Isn't she the best?
I cannot stand her voice. She's right up there with Liv Morgan. Their voice just is so grating. I just, I wish it was not Tiffy time, but it was Tiffy time.
This may be one of the most perfect and longest title reigns in history, right? She's kind of like
I
she's like Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Stone Cold Steve Austin, King Kong Bundy, and Vader, all wrapped into one.
what?
She might
What?
be the greatest wrestler of all time. It's
I
Tiffy
mean,
time, baby.
she thinks it. She definitely thinks it, right? Tell us that she's better than all of our favorites, right? So
you're not bragging
thinks
if
the
it's
same way
true
you are.
though.
I'd like to see if she could prove it to be true.
Doesn't that
You
belt
know,
on her shoulder prove anything?
not for the last 7 days. It hasn't. She hasn't even defended it yet.
But she's got the belt. That
Yeah,
means she's
that's
the best.
she won the belt off of someone who was already defeated, and had already had a match. Right? I mean, that's how Money in the Bank works. I get it. More props to you if that's how you can make it work. Awesome, great job. Right?
This
But it
little
doesn't
the
make me
script
like her anymore. And I don't think she's I don't think she's quite at that legendary status that you're claiming there.
in the win column. They don't have that synopsis. It's just win champion,
Fair. That is a fair statement.
win champion. What do you think of what she had to say? Any comments on the probably greatest wrestler of all time's comments before
I mean,
the other great one came down?
like I said, it was kind of the she's letting us know how great she is, and how much better she is than all of our other favorite wrestlers,
Right.
right? And
Spitting truth, yeah.
Still not a fan in my opinion. I don't think she's done anything to warrant that. Her previous year has been a lot of losses, and a lot of living in the shadow of Nia Jax.
All part of her plan. All part of her plan, as she mentions.
Yeah,
all part of her plan.
Right?
Did you hear her mention that's part of her plan, or did you miss that?
She did. She did.
It's all part of her plan.
She said
it's the part of the plan.
She wasn't stupid. People thought she was stupid, but she wasn't. Although that not to jump ahead, but that did lead me to my favorite line of the night with Bayley saying, "I thought you were stupid, but Nia, I know you're stupid."
Yeah,
it's like my favorite line of the night. I love Bayley.
And speaking of fake Bayley, well, actually, before we get into that, Nia Jax comes down and calls Tiffy an ungrateful little shit.
I know.
Now that was
Netflix
a good line.
era. What up? Well, again, it's only Netflix, not in the States. The US
True.
has it on USA. Everywhere else has it in Netflix. But yeah, that surprised me. And there was no bleeping of it or anything like that.
I'm torn between them two, because I mean, Nia Jax, technically speaking, is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time as well. Just clean and hard hitting, and just her chain wrestling is off the point. I'm surprised she's not doing moonsaults by this point, but she doesn't want to show off, right?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, she doesn't need to. Why break a sweat? Just crush.
Terrible, awful, sloppy wrestler. But
and then you bring up Bayley, who loves to get camera time. She's kind of like the fake Cody Rhodes, coming down and, hey, look at my purple hair, t-shirts, yay, sounding like the old Bayley. By the way, she wasn't.
I guess after, she was sounding a little bit like the old Bayley. Did she come out? The first thing she said was "ding dong," which, sorry, I love me some Bayley. But before she came out, right, Bianca and Naomi came out as well. It's like,
was that before Bayley? Sorry, there was a lot going on. So those two came out, and then Bayley came out at the end.
And then Bayley came out. Yeah, so everyone's laying claim to the belt at this point in time, right? Everyone is, Naomi had beaten Nia Jax before, Bayley's beaten her before. Bayley has beaten Tiff several times throughout the year, right? So everyone's coming down, laying claim to, like, I want the next shot. So
you got
they definitely made it interesting.
You got Jade Cardell just laying at home in the hospital, wondering or knowing, pretty sure Naomi took her out, right?
You think it was Naomi?
It's either Naomi or Bayley.
No. I don't know. You know what? I don't know. I don't know.
No. Who do you think it is?
I don't think. You know what? I don't know. And
Bayley wanted in on that War Games match.
I mean,
that's money.
That is true. That is true. So we shall see. I'd be surprised if it was Bayley.
But also,
I think I'd be even more surprised if it was Naomi, though.
Naomi gets a belt on her waist because she's out.
Yep.
Just saying. And yeah, pretty cool when Tiffy Time moonsaulted everybody.
That was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. That was the
pretty most good. Beautiful moonsault ever. Or what did you call it? Something like that.
Yeah, it's a form of the BME, which is the best moonsault ever.
So most beautiful moonsault ever. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
it's all right. I do like the jumping, which makes it the BME, right? That's the point of it. Instead of just climbing to the very top, you kind of hop up the stairs of the ropes, sort of thing. But obviously that led to a fatal four way.
Which I did not see coming. That was a beautiful transition to get that match going.
Yeah, everyone was already there. Let's get it going. Let's do it. So Bianca, Naomi, Nia, and Bailey in a fatal four way. And that was a good match.
I'll
That was
say
a
right
really
off the
good
top,
match.
this is one of the best fatal four-way matches I've ever seen.
I can never tell if
What?
okay.
That was an amazing match.
It was a very good match. It was a very good match. I think it might be a stretch to say the best fatal four way ever.
I said one of. I Can you name a better even women's fatal four-way at least? And that match was great. Who was winning?
It was a good match.
Nobody. I mean, Bailey won, right?
Yeah, Bailey did win.
But I mean, I was on the edge of my seat that whole match. All those women were on point.
Yeah.
There was some. What do I got here? I mean, they got that tower, the Tower of Terror.
Oh my God, that was a lot of weight coming down on that mat.
That was nuts. I'm surprised any of those women could continue the match after that.
Yeah.
Bailey and Bianca doing a little bit of chain wrestling. As much as I think Bailey's one of the fakest people, I mean, she's one of the most talented wrestlers for sure.
All four of them in the ring, had the ability. I think one of them maybe a little less than the rest. But you had some very good wrestlers in the ring in Bianca, Naomi, and Bailey.
You see Jax's performance in there too? She's just slamming people around. She was wonderful in that match. She was killing people. What are you talking about?
Again, very good hard hitting. Not mad at the match at all. But when you have those people in a ring together, you expect something pretty damn good. And you're right. I had no idea who was going to win. Could have gone so many different ways. I thought it was really good. It was really, really good. I will give you that. We shall agree on this point.
The women's division right now, especially in SmackDown, is top notch. Just those four women in the ring and Tiffy. We got some talent. Wait till Charlotte and Becky come back. I don't know where they're going. Right. But, I mean, the women's division, I mean, everybody argues between the two wrestling leagues, which I don't care. I'm happy. Watch whatever you want. But they got a little bit of catching up to do when it comes to the women's division.
Agreed. The women's wrestling in the last maybe 2 years or so
it's been incredible,
outstanding,
and it's starting to just hit a stride.
Finally getting these ladies to show what they can actually do. I
just watched the WrestleMania match.
Real good wrestlers.
Exactly, that's exactly it. I just watched the WrestleMania Becky and Rhea Ripley from 40 last night, and I'm like, man.
Yeah, such a good match.
I mean, you got Rhea in there, you got Bianca, you got everybody that was in the ring. Becky's coming back, Charlotte's coming back. You got all these folks coming up from NXT, like that little ninja girl with her tag team partner. They're awesome.
Io Sky.
I mean, even Mi Chin, like all these guys. Chelsea Green. As much as the talent pool is huge right now in the women's.
The talent is there for sure. Agreed.
But they're going to keep having these 3-hour Raws and SmackDown. They got room for them, which is nice. But that was an incredible match. I mean, I was sad to see Bailey win. Obviously she cheated, but that's just the way it is.
I don't know about that.
She knows how to squeeze her way into things, and
well, it sets up a match for next week versus Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffy versus Bailey. So you think the title's going to switch?
That's a good question.
Tiffy's got that title for 7 years. Called it.
We'll see how long she can keep it, but
she's gonna beat Bruno Sammartino's record.
If she can, if she wants to start cementing this legacy, beating Bailey is a long way to go. And helps cement that because, as you said, Bailey's one of the best, right? So she can beat Bailey. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens next week.
She's gonna be the new Moolah. She'll have the belt for 32 years. What is that? It's possible.
Not the amount of talent that the women's division has right now. I can't see that happen.
Jimmy, Cody, Fatu, and Tama Tonga. Man. you don't really get a lot of experience with Fatu wrestling, man. But when he wrestles, he scares. He's scary.
I again will have to admit and agree with you on one thing that Jacob Fatu is a beast. He is a force to be reckoned with,
He's somebody you
and
want on your side.
that man is going places in WWE 100%. He's going to be a huge superstar one day. I think he's got something special in the ring that no one and you could see it the day he came out. The first time he debuted, you could tell like, all right, this guy is special.
For sure. Now there was something very telling in the match. Now the match, it was an all right match. Not a lot to write home about, but Kevin Owens kind of makes an appearance
once again.
He just wants to see the match. Does he not
Owens,
have a right to come watch a match?
Kevin Owens disrespectfully interrupts another match.
He's just watching a match. How long has he been in WWE? He can come down and watch a match. And no, Cody has to completely abandon his partner selfishly and leave them for Fatu and Tonga to go fight Kevin Owens because of selfish, because he's not the Cody Rhodes everybody thinks he is. He's only out for himself. So Jimmy's abandoned to this ravenous criminal tag team, as people like to call them. I think they're soon to be legends. That being said, and Jimmy loses, right?
Jimmy takes a moonsault by Fatu and takes the pin.
Anything to do with Cody ditching him?
I mean, when Kevin Owens is the one pulling Cody out to fight, I mean, it's very difficult.
He didn't pull him out. Nothing. Cody ran after him. He left the match. No matter what happened, he should have stayed in that corner.
I mean, if someone's going to start punching me, I'm going to have to turn my attention to them. You
just give them. But you can't ditch your partner.
I mean,
he ditched his partner.
I hate that sentence is accurate. You cannot ditch your partner.
What the hell?
That I agree with.
Would he have ditched Jay? I don't know.
I mean, I think the distraction of Kevin Owens, he would have ditched anybody or taken his attention and focus off of anything just to get him. That is a hot feud right now. These guys hate each other so much, right? They want to kill each other.
Yeah, and at the end, Kevin Owens and Cody going off that table going off that whatever riser thing through those tables was nuts. But you could see how much Kevin Owens hates him. Even him laying on the ground, he was grabbing at Cody. Trying to get him. He just hates him. He just wants to destroy him, even when he can't move anymore from being slammed onto, as Tom would say, a concrete floor.
I don't know who took the worst of that either, because KO goes through the table, but Cody lands on him like pretty hard. Like, I mean, that looked painful either way.
It was bad for both. Yeah,
and but it makes me excited for their match, Royal Rumble. Man, that's going to be a nasty match, no rules, ladder match, right? It's going to be really.
I'm excited for the ladder match. Are they going to have both belts up there?
I believe so, yeah, because KO's got the winged belt, the old school winged belt,
the cool winged belt, which I don't have beside me right now. So SmackDown begins the way it ends, right?
Yeah,
Cody,
good point,
and KO fighting.
Yep.
Now, Raw was a bit of a dredge last week, right? Because it was like the first one, like we called it the award show Raw.
Yeah.
With all the speeches and the pomp and circumstance and the executives and the introductions and The Rock just kissing everybody for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. But this gives me hope. SmackDown was run like a wrestling show.
Yeah, it was a really good show.
Tons of action.
Matches. Yeah.
Tons of good stuff.
I'm hoping Raw goes back to that form. I think it was just like a big, it was a big to do, and
let's sniff our farts.
Feel for just for the 1 week. I'm hoping next week on Raw we're gonna get something very similar to what we just saw on SmackDown. Yeah, lots of matches.
Yeah,
lots of lots of action.
SmackDown felt smooth. The matches they brought up and him setting up that fatal 4-way women's match, that was a beautiful, beautiful way to get that match going. Nick Aldis is a bit of a hothead. I think he wants back in the ring, and I think we're going to see him back in the ring.
Oh, that'd be interesting. I wouldn't
Seems
be
to be
mad at
playing.
that.
He seems to be playing a little bit of a tougher guy this last SmackDown. Um, maybe Grayson Waller he'll fight one of these guys, right? But that was a great SmackDown front to back. I was not bored once, except for
Yeah,
when idiot LA Knight was talking. Hey, Thursday, I'm gonna do stuff.
love my
Yeah,
LA Knight. Love my LA Knight.
yeah. Remember? Anyway,
You're
it was a good,
you're terrible.
it was a good SmackDown. LA Knight's the dumbest man alive.
It was a good SmackDown. I remember when Raw first went to 3 hours. It was kind of difficult to get through sometimes. It was kind of a slog, right? And then went back down to 2 hours. And then when they said SmackDown was going to be about 3 hours, I'm like, oh no. But they nailed it this week. Highly recommend the show. Great matches, lots of fun. Um, definitely. If you haven't watched it, then what are you doing watching this? Go watch it because it's an outstanding show.
It's funny because when Raw first went to 3 hours, like 10 years ago, it was a long time ago.
It's
Their
a few years
roster
ago.
was not deep,
No.
right? They kind of did it at a weird time where it was a bit of a slug to get through. They didn't really know how to do it, but then they seem to have found how to book these shows.
Yeah.
And now Raw doesn't seem long enough with the 2 hour. Like when it was doing 2 hours a few times, it's like
Yeah, it did feel long enough. Yeah.
it seems like they're rushing everything and all that. So I'm excited for it to be back to 3 hours. I don't know if SmackDown's going to stay 3 hours. I guess we'll see.
I think it is. Yeah.
But I think these shows are going to be 2.5, 3 hours on a regular basis. Why not?
Good time to be a wrestling fan, man. These shows are finding their stride. We got the right audience, and it's exciting to watch now. So I can't wait.
And me and Matthew Barnaby might be doing a little live episode from SmackDown January what?
No, February 28th.
February 28th, the weekend of the Elimination Chamber. We'll probably watch the episode as well, but I'm gonna bring my GoPro or we can do some
Yeah,
just
yeah,
talking in between matches with my camera. Or we'll see what happens.
yeah.
If we don't do that,
Yeah,
we'll just do one of these.
it's what they call the go home show before the pay per view. So it
Mhm.
should be very exciting. Lots of craziness happening. We'll see. But yeah, I'm excited for that. It's going to be my daughter's very first live event.
Yeah, it's
So
gonna
is
be
that.
good. It's gonna be fun. And it'll only be a few hours, and it won't be. I like the pay per view at home. I think.
Yeah,
I mean, and those tickets were only $150, 130. The pay per view would have been 500.
yeah. Oh no, the pay per view is way too much.
My
Way too
my
much.
WrestleMania tickets, on the other hand, are only like 3,000 a ticket.
So ridiculous.
It's a lot.
Yeah, but you're in like box seats, right?
Yeah, yeah. I have like a recliner.
It's the way to watch wrestling.
Mhm. All right. Well, hey, thanks for watching. Matthew Barnaby, handsome Nick Hanlon here. Make sure you like and subscribe, comment, let us know that I'm right and he's wrong. Whatever, however you want to word it, just word all around. Might as well. But yeah, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.